much majority of my videos like this. Whenever I wanted to film like gameplay videos or basically anything involving a screen, I did my videos like this. And usually you guys like to do little updates on like the top streaming platforms, and tonight I'm going to be doing that with you guys. Someone in a live stream gave me the idea, which I actually should have a live stream tonight. If you guys are interested in that, it'll probably be around 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If it doesn't happen, then just ignore what I just said, but someone recommended it. I decided to do it, and it's also because obviously during Christmas time, you know, Netflix comes out with a bunch of new stuff. I'm going to do Disney Plus as well, and then I'm also might jump into some YouTube just to see what's going on there. So if you guys like the video, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. I'm hoping to get around 20,000 subs by February, so we're just on the right path to that. So yeah, anyways, let us get started. Let's get into this. Let's hop over to Netflix first. When I first did this video a handful of months ago, like half a year ago or so, this video actually got demonetized and almost taken down because of some of the previews they had on Netflix. So I'm going to try to be a little more careful with that this time. But yeah, let's jump into it. Netflix. Ooh, Netflix. Haven't been on here in a while. Ba-bum. I don't know if I should have guessed my profile picture last time, but it's of Jake Gyllenhaal. He's maybe my favorite actor of all time. Share the same name. Kind of cool, but yeah, it's a picture of Jake Gyllenhaal. Kind of funny. Okay, I have not been on Netflix in quite some time, so not really sure what to really expect to be on here. Hopefully there's some Christmas movies, because that's kind of maybe one of the major reasons why I actually kind of wanted to do this video. But again, last time I did this, I got demonetized by a handful of these movie companies because I was showing like the previews of like the movies, and obviously it was like just playing ones. So I kind of had to be a little careful. Sorry if there's like a lot of cuts and the video is kind of choppy because of this, but I kind of have to do it that way. But let's just see what's popping on here. On the big, I guess, preview screen or whatever, on the home page is something called the Big Four. Looks sort of like like an indie-ish type of movie, which I know Netflix is very big on doing, sort of like more indie, international movies and adaptations and stuff, which is really cool. Obviously, their biggest hit, Squid Games, which I think was last year, was a major hit. I cannot wait to watch the next season of that. It kind of makes sense that them doing a lot more stuff like that. We have a Jonah Hill sort of documentary about mental health, which I do intend on watching this sometime. Jonah Hill, really interesting mind of Jonah Hill, him being a comedian, really sort of clowned on his entire career, turned, you know, a little bit more of a healthy guy to really doing a lot more serious parts. Then Moneyball was amazing, and going into directing. I'd actually like to take a little bit of a deep dive into Jonah Hill and just see how he is, because you can obviously tell he's definitely looking a lot different than what he used to look like, but really good actor, really good writer too. Bullet Train was a movie that actually just came out this year, as you can see up there, 2022. Not really sure why it came on here so fast, pause, but really seemed like a really interesting movie. It's one I'm definitely going to watch. Maybe I'll even watch this tonight, as you saw from the time. It's only midnight right now, which is kind of early for me, but I actually really intend to watch this movie as well. Pretty funny looking action movie. We're gonna skip over that. Pinocchio. Obviously Disney does not own the rights to Pinocchio. It's its own story, so it looks like another company's trying to do it. I know Wednesday, from Wednesday Addams Family. This seemed to be a very popular series going on right now. It's kind of the trending thing on Twitter. Not a big fan of the Addams Family. It wasn't really like a thing. I know it's kind of like a fad or whatever you call it. Thing. It's like a thing that people are get really super into, but not a huge fan of it. Some horror stuff, random stuff. Neymar documentary. Shout out to all the World Cup fans, football fans, soccer fans out there. I've been doing a lot of that on my channel recently. Sucks what happened to Brazil though. Very sad. This is also a series I'm playing. Oh, it's a movie actually. I thought it was a series. All Quiet on the Western Front, obviously a book we all may have read in high school. I remember the book actually being kind of good, so I think I might actually watch this as well. It's almost 3 hours long though, so I don't know really about that. Zac Efron, a docu-series. Looks like a health and body sort of one. Ozark. Actually, I've never seen Ozarks before, but I know it's a very popular show as well. Maybe it's gonna be like a Breaking Bad thing where I don't watch it for a very long time and then I don't know where I'll binge watch it all and be in love with it. Anything else? FIFA Uncovered. Oh, is this gonna be about how Qatar got the FIFA World Cup bid? I think it might be. Oh, that was kind of loud, sorry. Let's see. Trending now. Speaking of Breaking Bad, definitely the greatest show of all time, at least in my eyes. It has everything. It literally has everything. I've watched it fully through like 3 times. I might do another time. We have 21 Jump Street, one of the, at least in my opinion, one of the funniest comedies. Definitely have this sort of like prime comedy era of like the 2010s where a lot of great movies were coming out, comedy-wise. It's a great one. This is an amazing docu-series. If you have time to watch 3 episodes, please watch Woodstock. This was crazy. If you're a fan of music, a fan of, documentaries, docu-series, this is one of the best ones I've seen in quite some time. The Walking Dead, of course. That is a series I will never watch. I may watch maybe the first couple seasons and then stop, because I know people say the first couple seasons of The Walking Dead is one of the best things to happen on TV, but I hear it drags on a lot, so I don't know if I'll be tuning in all that much to that show. Oh my god. They actually, let me hold up for a second. Prisoners. If you have never seen the movie Prisoners, it is maybe a top 5 movie all time for me. I'm not kidding, not only because Jake Gyllenhaal is in the movie, but man, if you want a thriller, like a, nail-biting, sit at the edge of your seat style of movie, I cannot recommend Prisoners enough. It is, again, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's crime related, it's a thriller, it's very, interesting, has some heartwarming moments, it's very crazy. Also, the guy from 13 Reasons Why plays it. That's kind of funny. The Last Dance, of course. Another sort of like maybe one of the best docu-series of all time. It's such a good telltale of the mind, the heart of one of the greatest athletes of all time, and arguably maybe even the greatest athlete of all time. Who knows, man? Like the Michael Jordan's story is absolutely crazy. We have the Pink Panther, which in my opinion is again 2000s, early 2000s. Some really great comedies came out, and the Pink Panther, in my opinion, is one that definitely gets forgotten about a lot. Steve Martin, in my opinion, is one of the most overlooked, underrated comedians of all time. He is in some of my favorite comedy movies of all time, and just honestly, I think he should get his flowers a little bit more. 17 again is actually kind of like a guilty pleasure type movie for me. Zac Efron, obviously, with High School Musical, basketball. This movie was actually really, really, really good. Kind of like a guilty pleasure movie. There's The Addams Family. Let's maybe try to find some of the Christmas movies. Oh, wait. If you guys, again, have time, Tick, Tick, Boom. My favorite Netflix, maybe even favorite movie of 2021. This was amazing. I'm not a huge fan of theater or really anything like that, but for a musical, amazing. Andrew Garfield, amazing. One of my favorite actors as well. The only reason why I even heard about that movie because I watched on YouTube how they have those like actor interview shows, and he was talking about Tick Tick Boom. He's one of my favorite actors. I didn't even know that was a movie that he did, and I absolutely loved it. Let's go ahead and try to find the Christmas movies. Okay, they don't have like a category for it, but you kind of just have to type it in yourself. that's a classic. I don't even know if anyone on here knows about White Christmas. That's a really good movie. They have a Madagascar Christmas special. That's interesting. Wow, that's kind of sucky. Maybe the holiday favorites might have something in it. Claus, that, yeah, it was a Academy Award nominee movie. I remember hearing about that, and it was actually pretty good. Wow, they don't have really anything. Wow, disappointing. You'd think they'd come up with some sort of like collection of like good Christmas movies they bought rights to or something like that. Wow, that's really sad. Okay, well, hey, I guess we'll go on to Disney Plus now. I don't want to make this video too long, just a little bit of an update, but a lot of really good movies obviously on Netflix that aren't, you know, Christmas movies that we could go on and on and on for, but let's, oh wow, they have the Bad Guys movie came out this year as well. Wow, they actually got a lot of new stuff on here. Sorry to Bother You, that was really good. Interesting. Oh yeah, oh, wow, they actually have a lot. Okay, anyways, I gotta go. Okay, we are now on to Disney Plus, which I'm assuming will probably have a lot more Disney, or obviously Disney related movies, duh. I meant to say Christmas related movies. Their big push, kind of like what I showed on Netflix, was Willow. I know this was a movie back in like the 70s or 80s, and I think at the point in time it was maybe one of the more expensive movies of all time during that time period. They're doing a reboot and made it into a series. I don't know if I'll watch it, but interesting. Now the museum. Oh yeah, they have a new Santa Claus series, which don't know how I feel about it. I actually haven't watched any Christmas movies yet. I'm one of those people who waits until like the week before Christmas and I'll start watching them. So maybe like sometime this week I'll start binge watching a bunch of Christmas movies and stuff. But the Santa Claus is in fact my favorite Christmas movie of all time. So I'm actually kind of excited to see what they do with this series. Disenchanted, National Treasure. Oh, another series. Okay. Oh my god, yeah, the new Avatar movie. I cannot wait to see that. Man, I remember when the first one came out, me and my family watched that, I think 4 times in the movie theaters, and then me and my family went out again and watched it when it re-released, like last month. We went and saw it again, and man, that movie still holds up till nowadays. It's still one of the best movies of all time. We have the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Now, of course, I am a humongous Marvel fan, so I will be watching this very soon. I watch everything Marvel because I think everything is going to be tied to a future movie. Hopefully this isn't too much like that, but hopefully it does tie something into the newest movie that's coming out sometime next year. But I am a humongous Marvel stan. Also a big Marvel fan as well, but I actually have not watched Andor. If you're an Andor fan, let me know if it's worth a watch. I've watched every single Star Wars thing that's come out on Disney Plus, even the Boba Fett series, which also wasn't that great, but let me know if it's worth it. I'm not entirely sure about that. Oh, and also, big hot take, The Simpsons. It's very boring. I don't really like The Simpsons all that much. Man, I actually love how Disney Plus has their setup. It's very simplistic and very easy to maneuver around. I don't really like how Netflix has their stuff. I think Disney Plus has a better layout. Alright, let's see. We already checked out sort of like the newest stuff. Oh, it says continue watching for Andor because I was gonna start watching it and then I stopped. I didn't have enough time. Let's see. I wonder if they also have like a Christmas-y section. Let's start with that first. See, I knew Disney Plus wouldn't let us down. Okay. They have their originals shows. Oh wow, I guess Hawkeye, I guess technically counts as a Disney. I keep saying Disney. A Christmas special. Lego Star Wars. Oh, they have the Arendelle Castle U-Log, which is kind of like a fireplace sort of like background Fox is now owned by Disney, so that's why you have Home Alone on here. Easily one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. And we just talked about the Santa Claus. It's my favorite Christmas movie of all time. Some people maybe have never even seen it before. If you haven't, highly recommend. It's maybe it's not even maybe, it is my favorite. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. This is a very touching one to me. This is one me and my family would watch together as a family all the time during Christmas. This is like one of the movies we'd watch like the day, like of Christmas Eve, like the night before we go to bed. Like we would watch this movie as a family. It's very touching to me. Anything else? Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas. That's the second one. Ooh, Jim Carrey's A Christmas Carol. Wow. I remember this being one of the first movies ever to have like the facial recognition type of animation that we see nowadays all the time, where they like strap up the actors to like a bunch of like, computerized stuff, and they scan their faces and they do all those facial expressions. This movie was sort of ahead of its time during the animation stage during the early 2000s. Miracle on 34th Street. Again, if you're sort of a younger person and haven't seen Miracle on 34th Street, this is another very heartwarming classic as well. Wait a second. Does Iron Man 3 take place during Christmas? Does it really? This is like a Die Hard type of thing. Like, is Die Hard technically a Christmas movie? Is Iron Man 3 technically a Christmas movie? That's insane. Oh, well, I guess this counts. The Nightmare Before Christmas. I would actually probably would admit, and I do think The Nightmare Before Christmas is maybe more of a Christmas movie than a Halloween movie. I think it definitely has more of a Christmas theme with spooky aspects than it being a Halloween movie with Christmassy cheer, in my opinion. Home Alone 2, in my opinion, the better Home Alone. This is the one where he goes to New York, and it really makes me want to go to New York as well because it looks like a lot of fun. I really like this one. I think this is my favorite of the Home Alone series, which these doesn't count as the Home Alone series. We do not know these movies, these kids. These are the other Home Alones. Well, actually, to be honest, I actually have seen Home Alone 3, and it's not that bad. It's not unwatchable. All the other ones are dog duty, for sure. Kind of the same thing for the Santa Claus series. The second movie is pretty good. Actually, it is really good. I like the Santa Claus 2 movie. And then we do not talk about the Santa Claus 3. I've seen it. It's okay, but very bad. The Muppets Christmas Carol. That's also a great movie. Sort of like for younger people who haven't seen it. Anything else? No. Alright, let's go to the other Christmas stuff. The other movie stuff. Now, going back to something we already talked about a little bit of with being, a big Marvel fan. I have watched a lot of the stuff that obviously Marvel has come out with. I didn't watch the Werewolf by Night. I knew that wasn't something that was going to be tied into the MCU, so I didn't watch it. Thor: Love and Thunder. If you want to talk about a movie that has absolutely destroyed my love for a character, it would be this movie. I hate the direction they're taking Hulk and his character, how they belittle the heck out of the Thor character now. It's really sad how much they cusp, and the Quantumania movie, the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie that comes out early next year as well. I'm super excited about the next phase. Yeah, that's kind of it. Wakanda Forever might be on Disney Plus in the next couple of months. Disney came out with a Mickey Mouse documentary, which was really good. I did watch it already. Star Wars, obviously there's nothing coming out with Star Wars anytime soon, which kind of sucks. But yeah, there's